The drama surrounding Team USA basketball right now has absolutely nothing to do with wins, losses, or even real competition. It is about optics, engagement, and the calculated decision to turn a routine practice moment into a social media firestorm. The moment that clip dropped, it was obvious what was coming. Paige Bueckers hits a single shot over Caitlin Clark in a standard drill, and suddenly the internet reacts as if a championship banner just went up. That reaction did not happen by accident. USA Basketball knew exactly what they were doing, and they leaned directly into the chaos. After 5 long months of waiting to see Caitlin Clark back on the floor in any competitive basketball setting, this was the first real glimpse fans had been given. Not a solo workout, not a highlight reel from last season. Live action against elite players. And instead of showcasing the broader picture of her return, the organization chose one very specific clip, one possession, one moment that they knew would ignite 2 already passionate fan bases. The result was immediate. Comment sections exploded. Timelines flooded. And once again, nuance was completely buried under outrage, celebration, and tribal loyalty. What actually happened in that footage could not be more ordinary. It was a defensive drill. Paige made a move, got to her spot, and knocked down a shot. Caitlin played defense exactly the way she was supposed to. No breakdown. No embarrassment. No statement moment. Just basketball. Anyone who has ever played or seriously watched the game understands that this happens constantly. Elite scorers score on elite defenders all the time. That is not evidence of superiority. That is the nature of high-level basketball. But social media does not reward perspective. It rewards reaction. USA Basketball understands that better than anyone. The choice to post that specific clip was intentional. They could have shown Caitlin drilling deep threes that reminded everyone why she changed the geometry of the court. They could have shown dominant post play, rim protection, or ball movement across the roster. Instead, they selected the one moment guaranteed to drive engagement, because engagement matters more than clarity. And it worked. The comments instantly turned into a digital battlefield, with fans on both sides rushing in to defend their player as if this single shot defined anything meaningful. Caitlin Clark fans pointed out the obvious. This was her first extended live action after months away from competition due to injury. Practice drills do not decide careers. One possession does not outweigh years of production. On the other side, Paige Bueckers fans treated the moment like a breakthrough, celebrating as if this erased past matchups or shifted the hierarchy of women's basketball overnight. Neither side was really talking about basketball anymore. They were talking about identity, loyalty, and validation. And that is exactly the problem. Elite players are not measured by one possession. They are measured by consistency, impact, and growth. Caitlin and Paige have both scored on each other multiple times throughout their careers. Caitlin's teams have beaten Paige's teams. Paige has had moments of brilliance that reminded everyone why her hype was once unmatched. None of that changes because of one practice shot. Pretending otherwise exposes how disconnected online discourse has become from the actual game. What gets completely lost in this manufactured drama is the bigger picture. These players are not enemies. They are teammates preparing to represent their country against the best competition in the world. Turning every interaction between them into a referendum on greatness cheapens the moment and distracts from what really matters. Team USA Camp is about chemistry, preparation, and sharpening skills. It is not about crowning winners in practice drills. The irony is that the footage actually showed something far more important than the shot itself. Caitlin Clark looked ready. After months of recovery, she moved well, stayed engaged defensively, and looked comfortable competing at full speed. That alone is significant. Anyone who has ever dealt with a long injury layoff understands how difficult that mental hurdle is. Sitting out while your peers compete, watching your team struggle or succeed without you, wondering when your body will respond again. Caitlin stayed mentally locked in throughout that period, supporting teammates, staying present, and maintaining confidence. That maturity showed in the way she approached practice. The defensive narrative around Caitlin has always been exaggerated. She was never meant to be a lockdown defender, but she has also never been the liability critics claim. The footage showed her in proper stance, active, engaged, and willing to compete on that end of the floor. That matters. It signals growth and awareness. It shows she understands what is required at this level and is putting in the work to meet those expectations. Paige Bueckers' presence at this camp is equally important. Her career path has been shaped by injuries that completely altered her trajectory. When she first arrived at UConn, the hype was enormous. She was supposed to be the next face of the sport. Then setbacks piled up. By the time she regained her rhythm, Caitlin Clark had already taken the spotlight. That shift was not Paige's fault. Injuries do not ask permission, but they do change narratives. This camp represents an opportunity for Paige to remind people of her skill, her craft, and her ability to compete at the highest level. The problem is that one shot does not accomplish that. It only fuels a rivalry narrative that benefits social media algorithms more than the sport itself. USA Basketball understands that conflict drives clicks. They also understand that Caitlin Clark is the center of attention whether she wants to be or not. Every clip involving her will be dissected, amplified, and argued over. Posting that moment guaranteed engagement, but it also guaranteed backlash. Within minutes, the discourse collapsed into name-calling, cherry-picked history, and emotional reactions. Rational voices were drowned out. Some fans even acknowledged how strange the response was, pointing out that anyone treating this like a defining moment simply does not understand basketball. That level-headed perspective was rare, but accurate. Practice footage does not prove superiority. It proves nothing beyond effort and execution in a controlled setting. What makes this entire situation frustrating is that the Real story was right there and completely ignored. Caitlin Clark is back on the floor. She looks healthy. She looks competitive. She looks ready. That should have been the headline. Instead, attention was diverted toward artificial drama, leaving fans arguing over something that has no bearing on the season ahead. USA Basketball got exactly what they wanted. Massive engagement, viral reach, endless debate. But it came at the cost of distorting reality and undermining appreciation for two elite players working toward the same goal. This was not a rivalry moment. It was a marketing moment. At the end of the day, one shot in practice does not change careers, legacies, or rankings. Caitlin Clark remains a generational shooter with unmatched influence. Paige Bueckers remains an elite talent with creativity and skill that few can replicate. Both belong on that floor. Both elevate the game in different ways. Turning routine work into controversy does nothing but distract from that truth. Now it is time to hear from you. Do you think Team USA Basketball knew exactly what they were doing by posting that clip? Or do you believe the reaction went too far on its own? Are fans overreacting to routine practice footage? Or is this just the reality of modern sports culture? And most importantly, are you more excited to see Caitlin Clark back on the court or to see how this Team USA roster comes together when it really matters? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more real breakdowns that cut through the noise, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned because this conversation is only getting louder.